guess what? It's full-length video time. Yeah, my bad, I haven't uploaded a full-length video in a long time, just only on shorts, but, I am just a random goober, and this is my art. So if you actually watch my full-length videos, you'll probably recognize this drawing, and guess what? It's actually finished, after the last update you got was me not being able to finish it in time. I know you're all so excited. But while this drawing is the center of today's video, it's for a different reason than just being finished. I mainly want to talk about how this project is an example of a reason why you would not want to work on something for an incredibly long time. Basically to say you shouldn't start this big-ass project for this reason. Now, I've expressed my opinion on why you should create art or whatever a few times, and while I'm very happy with how this project turned out in the end, I think it's a matter of the fact that this drawing started from an idea that was to get better, and not trust my current skills from the time, and accidentally made a task that was far larger than it needed to be. To basically give some background, this color pencil project, or whatever you want to call it, was just an assignment for my art class at school. I was pretty happy with my art, and still am, honestly. I feel like even though I've improved throughout the year, it's still really cool to look at, and I'm proud. But basically, during this time, I wanted to get better, which there's absolutely nothing wrong with. It's good to want to get better, I'll get into that in a while. That's kind of the point of today's video. But basically, there was this one girl in my class who does such immaculate shading on her drawings and has really good details. And I noticed that she spent a while working on those little details, and I just thought, well, maybe I should really just focus on those little details, that's what I'll improve from. So that's what I did. I did the sketching, and I was ready to go. It was going very well, and all the little details were going just fine. But as the days we had for this project passed by, I realized that I was still nowhere near done. I also have this habit, or, still do, I have, whatever. I always have this habit of really being sure to, fill, the whole paper, a whole scene. Basically because I got a 98 on a graphite pencil project at the beginning of the year, because it didn't have, this little sliver filled out at the bottom. So I always went for the gusto, and, like I said, I still have that problem. It's another example of why you shouldn't, do something, start a big project like that, just because you want to, I guess, impress somebody else, essentially. Or not, rather, impress, but just so you could get a good grade on an assignment. It's not really worth that amount of stress, basically. And then the due date arrived, where, nothing was done, basically, and I was forced to turn in a nowhere near complete project. Luckily, my teacher was very nice about it, and just graded it off based off what I had colored, and gave it back to me so I could finish it on my own time. But this is basically when I started to realize I made this massive project for all the wrong reasons, or at least started it with the wrong reasons. And in an attempt to get better and end up with a grade that was a 100, I ended up making a drawing that wasn't complete because I spent so much time focusing on the little things when there was such a broader canvas that also needed attention. What I should have done was really just make it because I wanted to create something weird and have fun with it. I realized that when I didn't care about those little things that, almost no one would notice, and had some more confidence, I started to fly through the project in time for my art show at school, where I still wanted it to be presented. So basically, since I was now creating something that felt like it was for me and me only, just to have fun, a decent amount of pressure was taken off by myself that I subconsciously put on in the first place, and I enjoyed the process a lot more. It gave me so much more motivation and confidence. I started shading quicker, and it also started to look better too, which is actually really helpful. So just to, outright say what I mean, stop, I guess, beating around the bush, is that you shouldn't just create art because you want it to look better or improve or solely that. You should focus on making it because you enjoy working on it. Because that's when your creativity really flows and you aren't burdened by stress. You'll end up creating a better drawing or drawings, whatever, naturally, just because you really put your soul into it, and it reflects on that paper as well. So, in a sense, the key to improvement is to not think about improving at all. You should really just focus on the stuff that you like to draw, like fan art. That's how I started. I started drawing a whole bunch of Kirby's, basically, and then I started moving on to Sea of Stars fan art. That's how I got into drawing, actual people, not just, little circles. And you should really just feel unrestrained by the limits you put out on yourself. Like, if you get bored, if you're doing, like, just pencil forever, feel free to go and do paint. Like, you shouldn't ever limit yourself just because you think, well, I only might be good at this one, because, confidence is a whole factor in it, too. You should just really have fun, because, honestly, experimenting with new, mediums of art is really fun. And it gives you, like, a whole new experience in a way. Like, each single art medium is different than another. Like, painting is so different from drawing, and it's really just incredible. But basically, this project turned into something that I really enjoyed doing, and that basically the moment that happened was the moment I started to just, let go of all my stress, all like those burdens I put on myself, and I was able to just really go for it. And I feel like it looked really good in the end, like, considering I haven't really worked with colored pencil before. It's something that turned out so good, honestly. I think all that pressure I was putting on myself at the beginning to try and get better, to try and get that 100, is really what kept me from getting those, things I was looking for in the first place. So it's really interesting like that. It's just, you think that you would basically do the one thing and get better, when in reality, the key is just to not do that at all. You just have fun with it, do whatever you want. And that's, kind of the importance of art. You feel unrestrained, and you could just draw whatever you want. Like, that's, like, honestly a pretty cool, like, power, almost. And, like, you should just try whatever you want, because, well, now you have that space to do it, and you shouldn't be limited by trying to get better. You should just be having fun with it, because that's, like, I feel like the best way to improve. It offers, like, so much, like, opportunities. Art becomes, like, almost like a source of and storytelling in a way, or just to show an emotion, and it's all really unique, and that comes from just feeling like you could draw something that you like and that your soul is really put into, and not just, I need to get a 100 on this assignment, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like most of the times when I see videos and stuff about, like, art or art projects for school, it's pretty, like, guys, I'm almost cooked, like, I only have, like, 5 more days to work on this or whatever, it's not even close to done, like, something close to, what I experienced right here. But just the solution to that, is literally just to have fun. Like, it's so incredible that changing your mindset about something like this is really what allows you to actually get the results you want. I do apologize, this video kind of turned into a bit of a yap fest, but I have, like, a certain script written, and then I ran through that way quicker than I thought I was going to. So now I'm just trying to expand upon my ideas as I go along, and I actually think it's turning out well. Like, it's kind of like this, I'm just having fun with it. So in a way, you kind of just gotta be like, go with the flow, I guess, if that's really gonna help you with your art or whatever. But yes, this is an example of, like, this whole color pencil project that's on screen right now, of not what to do when you want to go into creating, like, a big piece like this. Because if you just, you go and you start working on it and you just have, like, this big-ass piece of paper or whatever, and you don't think it's fun, you're gonna have no motivation to do it, especially, if the only thing you're looking to get out of it is to get better. Maybe something like that, like would be, drawing exercises or whatever, but even with those, you should still have fun. When you're making, like, a big thing like this, you should be able to really show your personality in there, in a way, and make it unique, make it you, and that's, like, another thing that's really important about art. It shows who you are, I think. I think my piece shows that I'm a very strange individual, but that's just me. But anyway, that motivation that comes to actually finish something like this is, like what I've said, like, now 50 times now. I'm starting to sound like a, like, broken record player or whatever, however that simile is, or whatever the metaphor. It's really just, if you have the motivation to do something, it's probably because it's going to be fun, right? You're not going to want to do something just because you want to get, like, a better grade. That could help motivate you, but in reality, it's just not going to do as much for you, as compared to, like, trying to just really have fun, I think that's, like I said, what art's really about, and it can be applied to just so many other things. Like, you could, well, I mean, you can't really just have fun with math unless you like doing that. You're just, I don't even know what to say about you if you just like doing math in general, but maybe for like an ELA assignment, you try to make it more creative, even if it is with an essay. And you shouldn't feel burdened by grades and stuff like that, because ultimately that's just like a really set up system or whatever. And it's like, if you want to do something that's truly like you, truly unique, you should be able to like bend the rules a little bit and have some freedom on yourself. You don't need to make it like this detailed, perfect thing. And that's really just, I feel like, the beauty of it. And that starts to show, I think, even through my piece, like the top hat and stuff, like, that took so long. But then when I started like locking in or whatever, when I was doing like, I guess like the cloth design with like the tarot cards, I was just like, oh dude, this is actually so much fun. This was such a cool idea I had. And I'm really happy it turned out the way it did. So I guess like the big lesson of today's video is just have fun with whatever you do. Be creative, put a lot of love into it, but not necessarily for the wrong reasons, like just trying to get better. No, you should be doing it because you love doing it, and that's what reflects like on you, on the paper, whatever you're doing, writing, whatever you do, you should know that, like, or be able to know that there was a lot of fun and effort put into it, a lot of love, and that's honestly like kind of like the best result I feel like you could get from something like this. When somebody could tell that you put a lot of love and effort into this piece, I think that means more than any just regular compliment could say.